Recently, I got on a Zoom call with Dave Fredericks. Dave's an IT consultant. He works out of Queensland, Australia. And what he does is he specializes in working with the senior market. So I asked him, I said, Dave, why when everyone out there seems to want to work with younger people, the 20 somethings or the 30 somethings, I said, why did you decide to work with people over 60? And he just looked at me and he said, Lou, that's where the opportunity is at. And he said what I just said. He repeated, he said, yeah, a lot of people do think, they do believe that working with the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds, they think that's where opportunity's at. They think that's where the future's at. He says, my future's working with the senior market. So he works with seniors, teaching them how to become proficient on a computer. I asked Dave to allow me to interview him because I thought that this could offer maybe an idea for you, maybe spark an idea for you to leverage your skills and your experience to start your own side business or maybe even a full-time business. So in a few minutes here, I'm going to have Dave tell you what he did, how he's doing it, and he's also going to offer some advice that I think is pretty profound. I think you're going to find very interesting. And I believe, and I hope that once you're done watching this video, it'll spark an idea for you to start a business where you can leverage your experience and your skills and your knowledge, and you can make money leveraging yourself. That's all up next right here on Over 50 TV.
So I'm a senior IT consultant. So I go around to all the private homes and nursing homes and retirement villages of the over 60s in the Toowoomba region here in Queensland, Australia, and teach them anything they want to learn about technology. So basically how to use a Windows laptop or a MacBook, Apple Mac, an iPad or a smartphone or an iPhone or Android phone.
Dave, how long have you been doing this business?
So I started this business in January 2014. So I'm coming up on 10 years at the end of this year. In that time, I've probably taught about close to 1,000 seniors. I usually probably get about, or an average about, probably now about 7 or 8 now a week, lessons a week. But the lessons run for between 1.5 hours and 2 hours each, and they're $100 an hour now.
So how did you pick this particular group of people to work with? Because this is a world that really seems to want to focus on youth, but yet you're focusing on seniors.
Yeah, so we'll see that's where the opportunity is, right, Lou, because a lot of technology companies, they only focus on the younger market to attract the younger buyer because they want the future. But it's often the people who haven't grown up with technology who have the most trouble using it and understanding it. And I just love teaching people what I know. And because when you teach someone something about a subject, you learn more about it yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
When you teach someone else. So I think that's why I wanted to do it, so that I could learn more myself of the fundamentals, basics of it, that I could then build on it myself and start getting into more complex things.
What's been your biggest challenge working with the senior market?
There is a few challenges. One thing is, if you so I don't go too far out of the city. I wouldn't go too far, because sometimes, if like I said before, if you go 100 miles out of town, they don't turn up. Some of them they don't answer the door, and you wasted all that petrol and that time for money going out to see them when you could be serving another client. And that's one of the challenges, is that you've got to know the customer and trust them enough to. Often people take advantage of your trust, so they might call you out on a job and then not turn up or waste your time. You've got to factor that cost into your hourly rate, so you can make up for the future client.
So your biggest challenge, it sounds like, one of the big challenges you have is that you do have limited time. So when meeting with
Yes.
one client, you can't afford to waste time with, if they're not going to be there.
Yes, right. Yeah, yeah. So my time is valuable now. I've got a lot of calls coming in. So
Now, have you ever worked for someone, or have you always been self-employed?
I'd say most of my life been self-employed. I've done work training programs through Commonwealth Rehabilitation Service, and a few side jobs like delivering pizzas and things like that in my car. But I sort of like, even though I drive for my clients on my business, I don't drive back and forth like 100 times a night delivering pizzas. I sort of like go out twice a day on a road trip somewhere. It's much more enjoyable to have more control over your time, and then to be at the whim of the boss and have to do what he says.
Yeah, I know you have some definite thoughts on being self-employed and not working for someone else.
Yeah, I do, and I guess it goes back to a 1736 book by Benjamin Franklin called the Poor Richard's Almanac, in which he says, God helps those who help themselves. And I think that's very important to people to remember that there's no one who can provide for our salvation except ourselves. So we shouldn't be relying on others for our livelihood, to pay our bills and that. We've got to be able to do it ourselves and be self-reliant, and not depend on an employer or a boss or a company to provide that income for you. I think ultimately a happy and successful life means you're in control of it, and not at the whim of someone, at the whim of a boss who can virtually fire you in an instant if you don't do what he says. If he says jump and you don't jump, you're out.
What advice would you have for someone though who's listening to this broadcast, listening to you, and thinking, well, this guy's got some education and some knowledge in this field, but a person maybe watching this video might be thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have that education. What do you?
We'll see. We'll see. You don't have to go to school at university to learn stuff now. Like Elon Musk said, he said you can learn virtually anything online now. Anyone who's got a computer and internet connection can learn anything online for free, and you don't have to spend like $100,000 on a master's degree to get a job working for an employer, which they demand now. When you could easily learn that material online, and then get started out on your own, or even using those skills to build an experience base that could make you employable in the future somewhere.
David, let me ask you one more question though. For somebody, again, someone who's watching this video, is thinking about starting a business or wondering if they have what it takes. What do you think it takes? What does a person have to have? What inside them should they have if they're considering or dreaming about starting a business?
Persistence and determination above all. There was a famous US president called Calvin Coolidge in the 1930s, and he said this: nothing in the world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education is not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The phrase "press on" has solved and will always solve the problems of the human race.
Wow, it's a great saying you just gave us. Well, listen, I want to thank you for sitting down with us for a few minutes here today and sharing your experience with your business and telling us, giving us some of the philosophy. I think that's really helped to make you successful. So again, I want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Lou.
Thank you.